Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. And good morning, everybody who's here. Good morning. Looks like Lauren has arrived. Good morning, Lauren. Good morning, Silk. Good morning, Jan. Good morning, Rebecca. Wonderful to see you guys here today. Thank you so much for joining us on the wake up call. I'm Maui Paul, and I'm here to we're gonna be pulling one of the cards off my I Am deck. Each and every one of these cards has a powerful affirmation on it, and we are going to be I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card. We are going to, and yeah, and then we are going to respond out loud. I am that affirmation. As we say these things, we are building into our own lives. We are changing up our own experience, and so I am very excited to be with you today. Good morning, Pepper. Pepper is over there moderating the Twitch stream, which is very nice because that's where a lot of my spammers come from. So thank you to Pepper for moderating that and banning the spammers. Good morning, Shauna. Good to see you here today. So happy Tuesday or happy Monday to you guys. It is indeed the beginning of the week, and so let's begin our week by affirming some good stuff about us and setting ourselves up for success. So I'm gonna pull a card off the top of the deck. I'm gonna ask you if you are the affirmation on the card, and we are going to respond out loud together. I am that affirmation. So let's have some fun. Let's pull a card and say that today I am radiant. I am radiant. I exude positivity and brightness. So I am radiant. I exude positivity and brightness. Are you radiant? You are radiant. You exude positivity and brightness. I'm going to write that down in the comments, and I encourage you to do the same thing. Say and declare to myself, and let myself know it. Let myself know that I am radiant, and that you are radiant as well, that we exude positivity and brightness. Hey guys, it's a Monday, right? And there's a lot of people in this world who do not like Mondays. There's a lot of folks who are going to jobs that they hate, or doing things that they really don't like, or just kind of like recovering from a weekend that they had a lot of fun on. And then they could use a bit of positivity. They could use a bit of brightness. They could use a bit of your light shining in their world. You know, the fact of the matter is that there's just a whole lot of people who are just doing life right now, all around us. They are doing life, but are not particularly happy with their lives, and they just need a little bit of positivity. They just need a little brightness in their world, and we get to provide that. You know, as people who are loving our own lives and are basically are being the masters of our own experience, we have this incredible power to just help other people to be that in their own lives, to be that bright spot for them. And in the end, we are always affecting all the people who are around us. And we do and whether we're affecting them for good or not for good is our choice. We have the ability to intentionally affect the people around us in a positive way. And so let's do that today. Let's recognize that, yeah, it's a Monday, and there's a lot of folks around us who are not having a great life. And so let's just be that bright spot in their life. Let's be that bright spot for them. Because when we really think about it, we also have been in that position. I have, in many cases, been in a position where I just needed somebody to be a bright spot in my day, where my day, my day was not going the way I wanted it to for whatever reason. And it being Monday, Monday is definitely a day when a lot of people are kind of like going back to the real world, whatever that may look like for them. And so we are radiant, and we exude positivity and brightness. We are able, through our influence, to have that positive influence on the world around us. And then when we do, who benefits from it? Well, we do, of course. We benefit from it because we then get to live in that world that has that little bit more positivity and brightness in it. When the people around us are winning, we also are winning. And ultimately, the way that we treat other people is the way that we also are treated in return. So let's exude that positivity today. Let's exude that brightness. Let's find the bright side of any given situation. Let's just have those positive words, those encouraging things, those affirmations for the people around us. Let's just be that bright spot in their life, because in the end, other people have done that for us, and if as we are able to consciously choose that, then then we also have the ability to truly impact the world around us in a better and positive way. I am so blessed to be surrounded by so many amazing people and to have so many people just repeatedly building into my life. But there wasn't always like that. I didn't always have a whole friend group who were repeatedly loving on me and building into me and just making me smile in unexpected ways. I didn't always have that. And so when I did have it, when there was somebody who was like that in my world, they were very much a bright spot for me. And so because of that, we get to be that for other people. And as we as we work on ourselves, as we are able to really adopt these new perspectives for ourselves, it gives us this incredible superpower to be that for other people, to be that bright spot for them. And as we are that bright spot for them, those people are going to gravitate toward us. They're going to be more interested in our ideas. They're going to be more interested in the way that we do life. And in that way, we get to be more influential in our world. And as we become more influential in our world, as we become thought leaders in our communities, then it grows us, it matures us, and it helps us to ultimately become the best versions of ourselves. Everybody wins when we radiate our light. And just like this, just like this gem right here, this gem, I chose a diamond for the radiant card because of what it actually does with light. So everybody knows that diamonds are sparkly, but the reason diamonds are sparkly is because they are so dense that they actually slow light down a little bit and refract it into its component parts. And that's why we get all the shimmers and the rainbows and all the pretty stuff that you see inside of a diamond. If you've ever taken a look at a diamond carefully, under natural light, you'll see that it's they do have tiny little rainbows inside of them, and they're very beautiful. When they get large enough, they get very interesting to look at. Well, in the same way, we also are very interesting to look at when our personalities get large enough. When we really start embodying the totality of who we are, and start radiating that light, and start taking the light that's all around us and then just breaking it into its component parts and breaking it into the rainbows that go all around our world, then we also become very interesting to look at, which is beneficial for us because the people around us want to be around people who build them up. And then this will give us new opportunities in life to meet different people and to have different experiences, and ultimately to completely change the character of our own lives. Let's build into people today. Because as we do, those people will build into us. In unexpected ways, we will find that we have new and exciting opportunities to really be the best that we can possibly be. So yeah, I am radiant today. You are radiant as well. And we are going to have an amazing day. Looks like I got a lot of people here. Good morning to everybody who is just I see these comment section blowing up. Fantastic to see everybody here. So good morning again to Lauren and Silk. Good morning to Jan and Rebecca. Good morning to Pepper and Shauna. Let's see here. Let's see who else is around here. Good morning, Armando. Wonderful to see you here today. And Donna. Let's see here. Good morning, Josiah and Nicole. Wonderful to see you here, Nicole. And let's see here. Good morning, Christine. Let's see. Yeah. So we are radiant people, and we exude positivity and brightness. And I see so much positivity and brightness just in these comments as we are as they are scrolling past me here. Let's see here. So let's see here. So Jan was saying that when she's authentic and aligned with herself, she naturally radiates to those who are willing and capable to receive it. Absolutely. What a great perspective. And ultimately, the people around us must receive our light, whether they like it or not. The light is there, whether you like it or not. You have to close your eyes to not receive it, but it's still there, whether we want it or not. And so as we are radiating that positivity and exuding that brightness, we are ultimately making we are making a positive impact in the world, regardless of the way that the folks around us desire to receive it. I remember that there have been many times when I've been angry or depressed or unhappy or willfully unhappy. I don't know if you've ever experienced this before, but I've actually experienced times when I've really felt miserable, and quite honestly, I didn't want to feel good. I was quite content to feel miserable because of whatever righteous rage that I was feeling at the time. And even though the misery didn't serve me, I just couldn't get out of it because there was a part of me that wanted to feel that way, that liked feeling that way. And the people around me, when they were being positive, it was very it was very confronting to me. And despite the fact that it was confronting to me, I still recognized that they had the better perspective, even if I was unwilling to receive it. And there have definitely been times when I've been unwilling to receive it. So even if the people around us are unwilling to receive our radiance today, our positivity and brightness today, we it is still we can still shine on and know that even if they're unwilling to receive it, that even they know in their heart of hearts that we have the better perspective, that we are doing life in a better way. And perhaps just like me, they will eventually come to an understanding that perhaps they perhaps they they can change their perspective and live a better life. So it looks like a couple other people have showed up here. Good morning. Let's see here. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning, Heather. Wonderful to see you on the wake up call today. Good morning, John L. Good to see you here as well. Let's see. Heather says self-denial and misery is a very human problem. Being willing to be deeply honest is sometimes difficult. Yeah, and being honest with ourselves is sometimes the most difficult thing of all. I'm sure all of us are right in our own minds at the time that we are, at the time that we're thinking the thoughts. But we don't really have to believe everything that we think. And when I came to that conclusion that I do not have to believe everything that I think, that some thoughts can just be can be taken up and then put down or discarded or discarded as not being really in line with my values, then it helped me to have a much better life. And so you feel like, hey, just because I thought it doesn't make it true. It just means that I thought it. And ultimately, our brains are machines for turning ideas around. They are not machines for just thoughtlessly believing whatever it is that comes across our mind. I've thought all kinds of things in my life that were absolutely not true, and I knew they were not true while I was thinking them. And for the length of time that I chose to continue thinking those thoughts that were not true, then that was basically just me giving myself a tremendous amount of suffering for no reason. And I am not into giving myself suffering for no reason anymore. I have discovered a better way to be, which is that when I start thinking a thought, and as soon as I get the inkling that it might not be true, then I say, okay, well, if it isn't true, what is another more true thought? What is something that is better that I can think about? And controlling our minds, controlling our brains, and ultimately controlling our perception of reality is something that will have a tremendous impact on our life experience. And that's really what the wake up call is about. It's about giving us ammunition to change up our life experience and change up our perceptions so that we can have a better life. So let's go out and have a better life today. Let's have an amazing Monday. I've got some really cool projects that I'm doing, and I know that you guys do as well. So let's have some fun in life, and let's just really dance and play through it today, exuding that positivity and brightness, and knowing that our radiance and the light that we shine is not just beneficial for us, but also it lifts the people around us up and ultimately makes the world a better place. This world is full right now of people who are at odds with each other for all kinds of different reasons. In many cases, different reasons that don't even really directly affect them at all. Just yesterday, I was I was on Facebook, and I was just moderating the wake up call, and just kind of responding to comments and just loving comments, loving on people, etc. And and one of the things that happened was that I don't know if you guys are particularly aware of current events, but our current president dropped out of the presidential race yesterday, and so it was very interesting. Facebook was a very political place yesterday, And as I was looking at all these political posts, it really struck me as to just how passionate people are about something that doesn't really directly affect them in a profound way. I mean, the person that leads the country doesn't really affect our lives all that much. And yet, there was an outsized amount of outcry in both directions about whatever is happening there. And as I looked at that, I thought to myself, I was like, that there are some things that very much do affect me that have a bigger impact on my life that I need to be concerned with. And so therefore I'm not as concerned about that, because ultimately we're going to elect another president no matter what. And this person's going to do some things that I agree with and some things that I don't agree with no matter what. And so ultimately, like, I'm going to focus on the things that I have more control over. And so I was just looking at the sheer amount of, like, at odds that people are with each other, and realizing that ultimately what this world needs more than anything else are unifying forces. And so we can be those unifying forces, and regardless of what our views are, we can love the people around us and recognize that, more than anything else, the way that we treat the others around us has a much greater impact on our life than anything that happens at a national scale. And so we are radiant. So let's exude that positivity and brightness. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. Come back with another one of these wake up calls. Thank you guys so much for being here. I just really love to see all these comments. I love to see it when you guys share the wake up call, and it's just so much fun to be to be able to show up today. So thank you for that. I was having a conversation just yesterday with somebody who was like, I see you every morning on the wake up call, and it feels like we have it feels like, even though I'm not always around, that we get to remain connected. And I do feel like I have a very special connection with you. So thank you for being here. All right, guys, I will return tomorrow at 9 a.m. Until then, this is your daily reminder. I love you. I care about you. I think you're amazing, and you are a radiant person. So go forth and exude positivity and brightness in this life. I'll talk to you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Until then, aloha from paradise.